Hi, my name is Chris Byers, and welcome back to my channel. Oh shit, here we go. It's always so funny to me just like sitting in my room, like alone, talking to my camera. Wow, so obviously I haven't posted in a long time. So the reason I wanted to pop onto YouTube today is because, guys, it's been a whole freaking year that we've been in this pandemic. Isn't that freaking nuts? Like, what the hell? It's funny because when everything first started, they were like, "Okay, guys, 2 weeks." By the end of what was it, April, and then after that, realistically, they were like, "Okay, by the end of May." May rolled around, summer came, then summer went, then winter came, the holidays passed through, the new year happened, my birthday passed, Valentine's Day's passed. Like, here we are a full year later. I remember exactly where I was too. I was with my friends, my two friends from Instagram, Jordan and Dennis. We all became friends on Instagram a while back, and for the first time, the end of 2019 in November, and then they came back to visit me again in March, which is crazy because they were here when the world shut down. Jordan, naturally freaked out, went home, and Dennis shortly afterwards. We were all scared because they said that the biggest outbreak was in West Hollywood, and we were just there the night before. And so naturally we were freaking out. And this is before COVID testing, this is before all of that. So it was just panic. It was like, oh my God, I hope we didn't get it. That's so scary. Like, we didn't really know how serious this thing was. I remember when I was bartending, one of my customers would be like, do you think you guys are gonna get shut down? I was like, dude, there's no way. Like, we're a huge chain restaurant. They're not gonna shut us down. That's crazy. That's not gonna happen. Because at the time, we also didn't realize the severity of this virus. We didn't know, like, how intense it was. It was just like masks, like people wearing masks. It's like kind of stupid. And now here we are. It's like, God, I won't even step outside without my mask. Which is also funny because now I have COVID. I tested positive a couple days ago. I'm now on day 4 of my self-quarantine. I'm very lucky. I want to just point that out. I'm very lucky. I had a very mild case. The worst symptom I had, I think, was, I don't know, losing my sense of smell. Which, I mean, I had body aches for a couple days, but I couldn't tell if I was just like, if I was sick or if it was just me being tired, because it was only in the morning. And then throughout the day, I'd feel fine. At nighttime, I'd feel like 100% again. I had some lower back pain. My back was hurting. I hear that's a symptom. It was different. It was very sore. And I was like, okay, like, over it. Then once I lost my sense of smell, I freaked out and I got tested right away. It came out positive and I was like, what the hell? I was like, no way. There's no way I have coronavirus. I was like, my symptoms are so minimal. Like, this could just be a regular head cold. Like, I haven't been sick in an entire year. I haven't been sick all of 2020. I didn't get sick at all, even before the pandemic. And I hardly ever get sick either. And so when I do, I usually get really sick. But I have a pretty strong immune system. Thank goodness. I really looked back and how I was feeling the last couple days. This has to be a false positive. So I got another test the following day. I got 2 tests the following day, and they both came back positive. And so I was like, maybe I'm just either asymptomatic or I'm just one of those really lucky people who has a really mild case, was the case, which is great. Here I am, day 4 since testing positive, but I feel fine. I feel great. I feel 100% again. I'm a little stuffy and sniffly, but that's just because it's cold. And I do have a roommate and I have a living room situation. So it's hard because I can't just like self-quarantine in my bedroom because I don't have a door. Peep the door. So this is our front door over here. And then you walk in, there's the kitchen, and then there's a divider, and then it's my room. So it's kind of hard because I leave the door open all day long, keep a fan on just to keep like fresh air flowing in here. And I have a separate set of dishes that I put to the side for me. It's hard because I feel bad. I don't want to give it to my roommate. And I've been really careful. I don't even know where I got it, honestly. I wear my mask all the time. I'm very careful and very cautious. But the only thing I can think of is one day I was just out and about and I was just feeling a little more free that day. And I don't remember really washing my hands a lot that day. And I remember accidentally touching my face a couple times and being like, oh my God, I just touched like, I was just pumping gas. Like, why did I just pick my nose or something? Anyway, let's talk about what we've learned in 2020. What did we learn in quarantine? I'm ready to share. It's been a great, it's been a very big year, I'll say that. I've learned so much about myself and I've grown so much I feel like to say I'm grateful for this pandemic is kind of taboo, but I kind of am. You know, I'm not excited or I'm not happy about, you know, all the horrible things that have happened, but I am grateful that I had the opportunity to really sit down and take a look at myself and see what, you know, I want out of my life, and if I'm where I want to be, and if I'm moving in a direction that's propelling me into my future and not just in a waiting pool. Is that the right word? Waiting pool? You know what I mean. Okay, next week marks the full year that I got the call from my work saying, hey dude, everything's shut down. Quarantine is here, which is wild to me. Beginning of 2020, I had lost my best friend in the whole world. I tried to mend things, but I think she was rightfully so too hurt to want to do it. It was at a time where I was not doing very well mentally, and sometimes when I panic and I don't do well, I kind of lash out on the people closest to me. And that was something I learned at the beginning of quarantine. I really got a clear look at myself in the mirror, and you know, it took me losing my entire friend group to see that. Am I all at fault? Hell no. Do they have some faults? Of course. It's a two-way street, you know, it takes two to tango. It was very lonely, and the one person I wanted to talk to the most, I couldn't. And I was also seeing someone right before quarantine, and that blew up in my face. And that was also because I wasn't ready for a relationship. You know, that's the reality of it. That's the truth of it. Losing so many people that you had such a strong bond with at the very beginning of a pandemic was really difficult. It was very lonely. I cried a lot, and my anxiety like peaked through the roof. I have had a long-standing struggle and battle with my anxiety. I have really intense anxiety, almost crippling at points, but I'm very, very, very high functioning. But I'm also the type where it can paralyze me, but I just keep moving and keep going because I tell myself I can't let this thing control me. I can't let my anxiety be the thing that keeps me from living my life. There's too much goodness out there, and you know, I can get through it. I've made it this long. Being physically active actually has been the thing that's helped me the most. It's helped me expel a lot of really intense emotions that I don't know how to process. Not that I'm ignoring them, I'm not sure where to let them out. I also like to get creative, so I'll draw, or I'll paint, or I'll sing. Singing is like the one thing that always helps, just because you kind of get to scream something out, you know? Also in quarantine, I was having an existential crisis. Turning 25 and realizing I'm living in LA, finally, really had to ask myself some hard questions. Am I where I want to be in my life? Am I going in the right direction? Am I pushing myself towards my career? What am I doing with my life? I'm still serving. Like, why? Have I done anything to work towards my acting career or any career at all? The answer was no. I think some of the biggest things I learned in 2020 was how to love myself, and really pouring all that love and attention I was putting into people and just things that didn't really matter into myself. I started experimenting with new clothes, different styles. I freaking shaved my eyebrow off because I was just like, why not? I grew this beard out. I've never really had a beard before in my life. And it's been coming on a year now, so hi! I've gotten into earrings, I've gotten into jewelry, and that has been a really fun way for me to express myself. And I've never felt like more myself in my entire life. Not just within 2020, but since I moved to LA, I felt like I've had the room and space to experiment with, you know, who I want to be and who I aspire to be. And in Orange County, I never really felt like I had that opportunity. It was very much like people encouraged you to be different. They encouraged you to be yourself, but when you did, it was a lot of side eyes and a lot of people looking you up and down. And it's just funny because I feel like I've seen so many people talk about it online that they are like, yeah, once I started being myself, I was getting all these looks, but I didn't care. And I was like, damn, honestly true. Like, I walked into a Raising Cane's in a blue jumpsuit and white boots with little kitty heels on them and a backward tie, and guess what? I didn't give a shit. I felt beautiful, I felt fierce, I felt amazing, and yeah, everyone was looking at me, they were like, what the hell? But I was like, really living my fantasy. So that is a really nice thing to have now, because I have a newfound self-respect for myself, enough to where I was able to quit my job that I hated it. The location that I had transferred to was horrendous. I got talked down to and belittled by children. I had parents who belittled me in front of their children. I had never been so disrespected as an employee in my entire life. There was a lot of problems there, and I was absolutely miserable. Almost every single day, I would have to pep talk myself into going to work. I was miserable. My promise to myself has always been, if I hate my job, every day going in, it's time to quit and find something new. Especially if I have another purpose, and my purpose was to act. So, after being one of the only 5 or 6 servers being called back in quarantine, which kind of pissed me off, but it was also flattering because it's like, oh, well, you must be good enough. They called you back, but it also sucked because I didn't want to go back. I hated that job. And people were not nice because we were in quarantine. They were actually worse. It was, why is the service so slow? What's taking so long? I have to wear my mask at my table until I get my drink and food? What are these rules? This is ridiculous. I'm a nurse. I'm this, I'm that. It's like, okay, well, these are the CDC guidelines for indoor dining. If you don't like it, and there's the door. You can walk right out. No one's telling you have to be here. But the day I quit, I was the only server. I had 13 tables. We had no host and no busser and no food runner. We had takeout and a manager that was standing in. It was super hot that day. I wore a long sleeve button-up shirt, skinny black jeans, boots, gloves, a face mask, and a face shield. The only thing that was exposed was my forearms, and I was dripping sweat, running around, trying to attend to each one of my tables who were giving me constant attitude, and everyone had a problem with everything. And I'm a pretty good server. I'm pretty damn good at what I did. And I had many days where I questioned myself, and I even asked my managers, I had to ask them, am I a bad server? Because I'm not getting good tips and people are treating me like crap. I just need to know so that I can improve and do better. Back I was always getting back was, no, you're really good at what you do. It's just these customers, these people, blah, 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 blah. And one day this woman decided to tap me on the shoulder. This is my last shift. And she said to me, complaining about someone's food coming about for her before hers, and da-da-da-da. I explained to her the situation about how I'm the only server, I'm doing the best I can and moving as fast as I can, and she was not having it. So I finally dramatically wiped the sweat off my face, and I had been daydreaming about saying this to a customer since I came back to work. And this is what I said. I looked at her dead in the face and I said, ma'am, you should be grateful that I'm here risking my life every single day so that you can have the privilege of sitting down and being served food. I'm busy right now, so if you don't mind sitting back down, I cannot serve you anymore. And I walked right away. Had to go to my manager. I was shaking with rage, went to the bathroom, and I started crying. Not because I was hurt. I was just crying because I was so angry. I was so mad that I was letting this job get to me to this point that I was shaking. I'd had multiple instances at this job where I was wrongly accused of things by customers. I was yelled at. I was cussed at. I had someone grab my arm. It's so many bad instances where I had never felt more dehumanized in my life. And I started reading this book this year called The Defining Decade, and it really turned my life around too. That's why I was able to quit, because it really gave me the strength and realization of, I need to stop wasting my time. Okay, it's just time to work. We can't be sulking no more. And it's something really cool about 2020 is I challenged myself a lot. So there's this thing I do when I feel stuck, or when I really want something, or when I feel like my anxiety is really taking me over. I start to think of what are the things I'm afraid of? What are the things that I want to achieve in my life that scare me? And I started this back when I was a senior in high school. In doing that, I challenged myself. I always wanted to sing in front of people. I love singing. I pushed myself to get past that fear. And so this year and last year, my goal was, I hate having my picture taken. I absolutely dread it. We were like, take a bit, look cute. I'm like, okay. I don't know, I hate it. So I was lucky enough to have some friends and people reach out, and we got to collaborate and take a bunch of pictures, and I've been getting a lot more comfortable in front of a camera, and now to have my picture taken doesn't feel like such a horrible, gross thing. And I think that had a lot to do with my self-confidence and love for myself, and I'm starting to move past that. Another thing was I wanted to dance really bad. I'm such a bad dancer, and I really want to learn. I went to visit a friend in Arizona. Hey, Angel, what's up? And he's a dancer and choreographer, and I got to take his dance class, which I did awful in. When I came back to California, I started taking a dance class. And it's been really difficult. It does not come naturally to me. It's very hard. I started hiking again, and I started hiking by myself. It's really brought me a lot more inner peace, which is really great, because with my high anxiety, it's hard to get there sometimes. And in quarantine, I met a lot of amazing people, which I was not expecting at all by any means. I met so many great friends. I'm not gonna name them all because I don't wanna leave anybody left out. But I met some people that really I just connected with on such a deep personal level so quickly, and we're still friends, and we're still connecting, and we're still you know, experiencing things together and discovering things together. And I'm so grateful to have the friends that I have now. I've definitely had to let go of some friends this last couple years. And I realized, you know, I'm growing, and we were growing in different ways. But it's good because it showed a lot of people's true colors for me these last couple years with the Black Lives Matter movement, and really seeing friends and family whose views and morals were not in line with mine. And it was really shocking, but also relieving to be able to let those people go. And I've just learned a lot. I've learned so much from the people around me. It's really shown in my relationships, being able to see how I work with my friends, my new friends, my longtime friends, and seeing how our relationships have changed and grown in, you know, just being able to change my attitude. One of the biggest lessons I learned about friendships and relationships is surround yourself with people that inspire you. Surround yourself with people that are in an area where you want to be, or they're climbing that ladder with you, or they're just doing things that inspire you to keep working hard and keep pushing even on hard days. I know 2020 was a really difficult year for a lot of people. By the end of last year, in the beginning of this year, I lost some family members. It's been really difficult. I've never lost so many people that I held really close in my heart. But, you know, we persevere and we keep moving on and we keep living our lives because I feel like that's what they would want. I've just been surviving, taking each day as it comes, pushing myself in a direction that keeps me smiling. Happiness is a feeling, just like every other feeling you have. It comes and it goes. And you just roll with the punches as they come. If you guys are having a hard time, I'm really, really sorry. But keep fighting, keep pushing, take each day as it comes, be kind to yourself, love yourself, buy yourself some flowers, and remember that you are fabulous. If you believe that you're the best thing that's ever happened, if you believe that you are beautiful and strong and independent, you will become those things. You just have to keep going, and it's just like anything else, you have to practice that. You have to practice talking nice to yourself. You have to practice self-love. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for always tuning into my videos, even though it's been really inconsistent. Make sure to like and subscribe and press that bell notification so you know every time I upload a video, whenever that will be. Have a great day. Make good choices. All the good things. Bye!